Hi all and welcome to a quick look at fill flash video. In this video we're going to use fill flash. Now I have done videos about fill flash before, but we're going to use the Sekonic 478DR light meter to get us the perfect exposure and the perfect fill flash. Because I don't know if you can, well, you probably work it out, the sun's right in front of me, it's making me squint like out. Now we don't really take pictures like this as a rule, but we're going to today. We're going to use the mannequin. She's got big shadows under her eyes and we're going to use it as a good example to get the perfect fill flash. It's hard to look at the back of your screen, take a shot, turn your flash on, it's pissing about. We're going to use the meter, and to be fair, once we get there with the meter, as long as that sun, it's not behind any clouds at the minute, it's probably not going to change for a good half an hour, I can just sit and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and know that I've got the perfect fill flash. It's all right. I've done it before at weddings where I think I've got the perfect fill flash and I get home and I think, shit, it were too powerful. Don't get me wrong, it edits pretty well, to be fair, if I'm honest with you, but it's better to know that it's right in camera first time. So one of the first things first, I'm going to get the meter. I'm going to put it in shutter priority mode, aperture. So I'm now setting the shutter speed to 200 of a second, which is within my sync speed. On my Nikon it's actually 3/20th of a second, but I'm going to set it to 200 so that I can speed the shutter up, not in this video, to darken the background a bit if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that in this video. So I'm at 200 of a second, ISO 100. I'm now going to go put my light meter underneath the mannequin's chin and take a reading, and whatever that reading is, I'm going to put it into my camera. And it's not really changed, to be honest, so I'm not going to look at my camera, but it's already set at that. It's at f11, so my camera setting's at 200 of a second, f11, ISO 100, and that's my exposure for my mannequin. Now I will tell you that when I put the camera up to my eye and focus on the eyeball, the camera sees the overall scene and tells me I'm 2/3 of a stop underexposed, but I'm not, because the meter has read for the light falling under the face, so I know I'm right. So I'll quickly take a shot at f11. Right, so as expected, I'm at f11 and I'm roughly looking like my face. You will see it on the computer. There's big shadows in the eyes, got two big shadows down the cheeks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn, I'll just check my flash is still pointing there. So now I'm going to turn the flash on. Now I've set my camera 200 a second, f11 at ISO 100, showing 2/3 of a stop under on the meter. I am in manual, don't care what the meter says. I'm now going to turn the flash on. And if you're wondering where to start somewhere, simple as that. At the minute I'm at 8th power, so what I'll do is I'll hold the camera, we will go put the camera in flash mode, checking that I'm at 200 of a second at ISO 100, which is the same shutter speed and ISO. And it's saying f12.7, 20% flash contribution. Now that's what we want, f12.7, f13, because it's a third of a stop, just slightly there, give or take, more than the natural light. So we'll get a nice perfect fill flash, and you will be able to tell it's been used, but you'll see when I show you the pictures. And when I'm going before and after, I'm looking at the previous and the next one, there's hardly any difference apart from the shadows just get lifted slightly. It looks absolutely stunning. And I know now, because the sun's not behind any clouds, if I were doing a wedding in reality now, I could get all the group shots. Obviously the flash is too, and I'd have to put it further back, but I could get everybody in the group shots and just click, 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 next group, click, 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 keep it at f11, keep the aperture the same, keep the flash the same, and we're going to get a constant result. If this were a model now and we were just doing some different kinds of shots, as long as we don't change the aperture out like that, we can zoom in, we can zoom out, we can do full length shots, we can do 3/4 length shots, we can include the sky if we want. It's not going to adjust anything. What I will say is, if you've got a meter without no flash contribution number, then I learnt this off of a bloke called Joe Brady. So if you've not heard of him, YouTube him, he's fantastic. If you haven't got a meter that gives you the flash contribution, what I would do is decide it, your shutter speed, decide your ISO, which should be your base ISO in good light, ISO 100, 200 of a second say, press your button, take your reading underneath the chin, press it. If it says F11, F9, F8, let's say F8, put your camera to that. Don't care what your meter says in the camera, we're not interested. Take a picture, just check it. It should look a little bit dark, like it needs a little bit of kiss of light, unless you've got a reflector or something like that. I'm talking, you know, a cloudy day or on a day like this, if you really want to let the model have the sun in front of her and lift the shadows. You will then go to your meter, put it into flash mode, and if you're at F8, you know that your camera's, make sure your flash when you press the button is about F9, wants to be about F9, so it's a third of a stop more powerful than your aperture that you're using, and that should give you around a 20% contribution. Have a play with that number. You might like it at F10, and that would probably be around 30% flash contribution to your image. I find 1/3 of a stop's like pretty nice. 30% is good as well, but I think 20, if you're wanting to make it look really invisible and nice and just perfect, it is right. Anyway, I'll see you in some up and coming videos on more Godox products. We have used the Godox again, we've used the V1 flash, we've not used the AD200, and to be honest, I've only been shooting it there at an 8th power, but we're about 6 foot away from the model, well, from the mannequin. So it's only at 8th power, so it'd go to a quarter, half, full, so it's got plenty of power anyway. This would probably overpower the sun. Now if I wanted to shoot at f16 and get all the clouds, I reckon I could still overpower it with this V1. If it's within 6 to 10 feet max, you won't want it anymore, as it probably won't work. Anyway, oh, another thing that I am going to say is, you're probably thinking, why have you not modified it? Well, there's no need, because we're using a 20% flash contribution or a 30% flash contribution. It's pretty much invisible, so modifying it won't help in any shape or form, because you're only kissing some light just to lift the face a little bit. Now, if you took a meter reading and it said 60% flash contribution, then you're using loads of flash. That's when you would want to modify it. Or if you want a real dramatic look, then don't modify it and you'll have a nice, if you were photographing the guys or a guy, you can get a lovely black and white by having it with hard light. It'll look fantastic at f22 with the clouds looking great, and then you bang, you fire your flash in, it'd look great. I've even done it with Bride, to be honest, and it looks good. But of course it's better when you get that 20% flash contribution, and that's the purpose of this video, to show you how to get the perfect flash contribution, whether you're using this meter, the Sekonic 478DR, or you're just using the cheaper version for £200. I think, is it the 308 or something like that? Like I said, you can still do it. Whip it to read your flash, make sure it's a third of a stop more powerful than the aperture that you're using on the camera that you've chose when you've done your ambient reading, and I think you'll be pretty pleased with the results. See you soon.